What I do look at is the contrasts. What is it that has a positive impact on just not myself, but my environment and my community, my country, where I'm at right now? The benefit of seeing what's going on. We need to stand within ourselves on our own 2 feet. We need to stand within our communities on our own 2 feet, and within our countries on our own 2 feet. It's a microcosm of the macrocosm. Hi everybody and welcome. Today I thought I'd just chat about kind of what's happening in the world and how it's impacting us as individuals, as communities, as countries, etc. and what it means for me in terms of decision making. So what I do see is a lot of segregation, division, people being put on the spot, having to make decisions, etc., etc., etc. And my feeling on this topic is that unless you're able to be directly involved and do something about it, it can be quite disempowering and actually not giving you the energy to actually do what you need to do. So what I would suggest, especially with 2025 and how this is playing out already, is to rather disengage from those conversations and those things which disempower you and rather focus on the things that do empower you. And first and foremost, look at yourself. So that's what I've been looking at, and why I've kind of taken a late start to 2025 is that I've been looking and seeing the areas where I really need to work on within myself. And from there, I can then move further outwards in terms of, community, those around me. And it's like an epicenter. The ripple effects then go further and further afield. And then it goes into location, country, global, right? Not the other way around. When looking at what's going on in the world, and it's fascinating to see, what I do look at is the contrasts. So what is it that I would like? And what is it that has a positive impact on just not myself, but my environment and my community, my country, where I'm at right now? And that is, I think, the benefit of seeing what's going on. We need to stand within ourselves on our own 2 feet. We need to stand within our communities on our own 2 feet, and within our countries on our own 2 feet, and literally make sure we don't stand with dependencies or things that have reliances on external factors. So it's a microcosm of the macrocosm. Breaking it down again, if a person's not in the right state, and not in the right state of mind, state as in emotional, as in how we feel, and with dependencies and all the rest of it, then you're very ineffective outside of yourself in terms of the macro environment. So we all need to focus more internally and ask ourselves very critical questions, as in, what is it that I actually want? What is it that will benefit me and my community, my family, etc., etc., and then take it from there. I would also recommend that we start looking at the world through a more compassionate and empathetic lens, because the type of leadership that we are seeing, and again, this is not a judgment, this is really just an observation, is very much self-centered in terms of those looking after themselves, and dictatorial in terms of, these are my terms and conditions, do this or else. That's not a compassionate leader, not an empathetic leader. Leaders that would be compassionate and empathetic would be ones that would look at the global situation or look at scenarios around and say, okay, cool, I see that this is what I need to do, but then how does that impact and affect others around me? And how can we work together in order to progress forwards? Because at the end of the day, we are part of one community and not segregated into divisions, which is kind of what, I don't know, how do I put this? It's kind of what seems to feel like, I wouldn't say the agenda, but more like how we are being pushed to make decisions. Let's put it that way. It makes more sense. Cool. So practical tips. So take away from what I've been trying to convey as messages more around internal state. How do I feel, as in you, me, individually, and where are the areas of challenges? I think we've all hit the ground running this year. There's a lot of stuff going on, and to actually strategize and compartmentalize your day so that you have time out. Time out is very important to help heal and address and face and just get to terms with how you're feeling so that you recharge for the next day. Very important. If we are doing more and more and more and not doing that, I think that we're going to have a lot more burnout, a lot faster, etc., etc. And then secondly, wherever your attention goes, your energy flows, right? I'm sure you've heard that before. So pay attention to the things that actually are things you have a little bit more control over and things that you can do something about. Try not to get involved in the external macro scenarios unless you are already involved there. And thirdly, be gentle and kind on yourself, because that then means that you can convey that compassionate, empathetic way of working within yourself to others around you. Have a fantastic day, a fantastic week, and I hope to start doing more updates like this through the course of the coming weeks, months, and this year. Thank you, everybody.